Hi, welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name. Now, today we're dealing with the second part of the 20th chapter of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which is the 17th chapter of the book of Zion. We're doing the second part of the general reading today, and I left you with a little bit of a cliffhanger last time. Sorry. I'm going to just take up where I left off, okay? When we register for entry into the nation's roll call, each family will fill out an entry form. This will be a lengthy document because it will determine placement in both living arrangements and guild hall entry. My first task upon completion of the book will be to create this registry form. This registry form has been created. The form gives us vital information, a consensus, who is in the current household, also all family ties. This includes any absent parent, the family groups, such as mom, mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, aunts, uncles, nieces, and nephews. The reason why this is entered is because they will be encouraged to come to Zion. Second, familial ties. People, these are your closest friends. Hopefully, these will generally be local people and coworkers. The plan is to relocate communities in Zion. People will be able to choose their neighbors and remain as close as possible to family and friends. The final placing of people in Zion will be complicated by the parentage of the fatherless and the work availability of the guilds. I feel very strongly that our children have more rights than we adults do. Children need both parents. Final placement will have to be determined by the child's right to be close to both parents. We must also use common sense to ensure that the guild's needs are considered. 3. Skills, talents, interests, and experiences. Our work history would tell us very little about the true abilities of our people. So this section will involve more than work experiences. We get jobs here based on constrictions of society. In Zion, we are creating something totally new. So, what we want to do does matter. Our guild placement comes from this information. Skills, what we know how to do, not those things necessarily related to our job experiences. Talents, things that we are naturally good at. Interests, things that we're interested in, things that we would choose to do if we had the choice. Experience, what we have actually done, what we know how to do, what we've got experience in. This information will help the guilds to choose candidates for their halls. Since most of the new population will have had manual labor jobs like food service or manufacturing, their prior work experience will mean very little to their placement in Zion. The information provided will help the guilds decide which jobs each person is best suited to take. Once a person has been placed in a guild, their job is secure. The guild will train its members in all of their duties. They will assign jobs to qualified workers who help decide their own placement. For the rest of their lives, they will work for their local guilds, providing the needs and services for their friends and their loved ones. Each guild member will be able to advance as far as they want to or have the talent to within their guild organization. Like in Pern, the guilds will have levels. Each member will have the same opportunity to advance through the levels. The guilds have a council of elders led by a master of the guild, who is an elected official by the vote of the guild halls. Each member casts their vote for the master's post. Only eligible, qualified members of the elders will be eligible for election into the governing body. These guild hall elders are elected from all qualified local members who are 50 years or old or older, having gained a master's status. A master is anyone who has been certified as a journeyman or equivalent in all guild departments. The elected member runs the hall and is part of the council of elders for the actual guild, for the actual government. At the age of 50, we will end our active service within the guild or retire, if we so choose. We will retire from our physical labor so that this will give us a life after the guild, so that people can enjoy themselves while they're still young enough to do it. So, everyone on their 50th birthday will be able to choose to retire, or they can join another guild if they so choose, or they can take a test to see if they are qualified and eligible to either teach or serve in the government. The guilds will be the government departments. Each guild will provide for the population's needs in its designated field. There will be a guild for every basic need for the nation. The number of guilds will be determined by need. We will begin with the basics and expand or contract as required. Each guild will have a government seat of the Council of Elders. The council will only meet in full when circumstances dictate. The chairman will work together as needed for day-to-day operations. Guilds will work together as needed in their respective operations and in group projects. So, the governments function more like a business than a nation. The guilds will be connected through the council, but will be autonomous in their day-to-day operations, so that the governments work like a business. The guilds work together with whatever guilds are connected to them, but they may not work with unrelated guilds at all. When we set up the guild seats, we will designate the obvious major guilds, and any others that come down the line later on, we will just add to our organization. So, I'm going to start listing some of the guilds that I think are necessary. Now, when we get to Zion, we can figure this all out together, okay? So nothing I say is set in stone. However, the Children's Guild is. In Zion, children have rights that cannot be suppressed, and they must surpass all others. They are our future. The Children's Guild guards the children's welfare. This includes all daycare, a nanny advocate, parental rights, visitation by absent parent, estranged parents will be the law, Child welfare. They will have their own lawyers by CASA workers in case they ever have an issue of anything. Because of the dire state of the family, my children must be given first priority. The Children's Guild will be created to address the needs of the children. That is their sole responsibility. Our first concern is to provide safety and emotional welfare for the young. In Zion, no child will ever be taken from their parents. Instead, a nanny will be installed if there is any doubt as to the welfare of the child. It will be considered a disgrace to need one in the future, but current circumstances dictate that the family unit requires such drastic measures. And believe me, this will be the best thing for the kids. Children need both security and a connection to both families. So, in-house nannies will provide the safety for the child and at the same time help the parents involved. The housing authority will try to place parents as close to their children as possible. Visitation of absentee parents will be the law, as I have said. Children need to have a chance to know that they are both safe and who they came from. Education. This guild will be created to provide an education for the basic knowledge of all young and to help prepare children for entry into their chosen guild. First level guild training will provide the knowledge necessary for entry level into the guild halls. This will also provide higher level training within the guilds themselves. Our child care providers will be trained to teach preschool children, um, and they will be treated as young citizens. The Grey begin teaching their children from infancy. School starts on day 1, and by the time they're 5, they've already graduated from high school. So, our young children are very much late starters. So we're going to try to remedy that, and we're going to do it the Grey way, and see how much smarter our children can be. Now, our next project will be the infrastructure. The Guild's providing for the maintenance and vital resources and the basic needs like plumbing, sewage, power generation, transportation, and communication networks. The Guild seats will oversee the overall infrastructure of the nation. As the government gets organized, um, this set of guilds will um, be solidified as we determine which one needs to be what. Okay, so that we'll eventually have like a plumber's guild and we'll have a construction guild, but we'll start out with with just the basic infrastructure. Then we can expand from there. I'm gonna stop there today, or this time. So the next time when we take it up, we will discuss the healthcare guild. So until then, may the Grey watch over you, keep you safe from harm, guide you and protect you, and teach you right from wrong. May you always be worthy of them. May your words, thoughts, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light. May you always be happy and high. Know that I love you. I'll see you soon. Later, because I'll never say goodbye.